Hey, Fye Finance family, welcome to Flip It with Samara. It's Tuesday. So, welcome to Flip It, right? A show designed to flip the narrative on how we view and use our finances in both business and personal settings, right? And so, here on Flip It, like always, we're all about education and we're all about creating a safe space for you to ask questions because we want you to learn, we want you to grow, we encourage it, right? So ask questions, be engaging. Let me just see who's in the comments because they're popping up. Hey Angelica, hey Casey, thank you so much for joining. You too, love you guys. Thank you for giving some time and sharing it with me, right? So we can talk about the topic at hand. Hello, Samurai. So tonight on Flip It, we're doing something all this month, right, around our entrepreneurs. And for those of you who were able to be a part of the summit last week, right, you definitely got a lot of information, some of which I am going to be sharing with you tonight, but not in a very detailed level because I left that to the experts. So if you missed the summit, you definitely want to make sure that you visit our website, www.fyefinance.com/main event. The summit will be up and available for you to purchase 10 business days from the day of the summit. So that's 10 business days from the 14th. And so it'll definitely be up and available for you because you definitely want to watch that in replay. And there's a lot of good information that was being shared by a lot of experts in their field, right? So, um, thank you, Angelica. She says she absolutely loves joining the Flip It Live. I absolutely love having you here, Angelica. Thank you so much for always being supportive, love. It's very much appreciated. Okay, so tonight we're talking about 5 people that you absolutely should have on retainer if you are a small business owner. As small business owners, we wear a lot of hats. Some hats that we probably should not be wearing. And I say that in a very loving way, okay? Because I just want to see us all win. I want to see you be great. And sometimes we are our own worst enemies because what we do is we'll try to hold on to everything and we don't allow ourselves to release some things so that we can grow and we can take our business to new heights. Okay. And so there are 5 people that I believe are essential to having on your retainer in some way, shape, or form so that you can continue to show progression and growth within your business because that's what it's all about. You're trying to build a legacy, you're trying to build wealth. All right. You're an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurs create wealth. All right. They create income. Okay. And so the first and foremost person that I feel like you definitely need to have on your retainer is an accountant. Okay, we are go back to the list. I'm sorry. So here's the list, y'all. So an accountant, a branding or marketing specialist, business coach, a finance or business advisor, and then a virtual assistant. And we're gonna break down why I believe each one of these people are important. Okay, and I'm going to give you a little bit of background as to what they can do for your business and their importance in your business. I'm probably going to give you more about the accountant because that's the hat I wear. But again, these are 5 people that are essential to taking your business to the next level, right? So, an accountant, right? That's my hat. Now, the reason why I have an accountant first is there are a lot of things that you should kind of already be working on before you go full fledged into your business. First and foremost, a budget, right? How do you know what you can afford if you don't have a budget in place? Okay. And so oftentimes small business owners, we are so passionate about what we do. We just do it. right? We don't ask permission. We don't know if things are set up properly. We don't know if, we have the right documentation in place. We just do it, right? And so I want you to get out of that habit. So, yeah, definitely have an accountant on your retainer, right? Also, with an accountant, you can have a lawyer. I should have had like slash lawyer, right? Because those two professionals are going to make sure that you are what? Compliant. Compliance is a big key. And so a lawyer is going to make sure that you have your documentation set up based on what type of entity you are. Because the entity that you select, you have to have documentation in place depending on that entity that you select. All right. So, for instance, there are a lot of people pushing this S Corp initiative, right? Everybody wants to be an S Corp. Everybody wants to try to save on taxes. So the easiest way to do it is S corp. And I actually had a meeting with a client yesterday, and she was like, "Don't shoot me," but I was watching YouTube, and they said this, and so there were certain things that I absolutely had to debunk, like really quick. I was like, "Nah, it doesn't work like that, sis." But here's how it really does work, right? So when you are establishing this S corp, you have to make sure you're compliant. Did you know that one of the obligations for having an S corp is that you have to have a board meeting? Did you know that? So, how do you have a board meeting if it's just you, right? Right. See? Like you're already like, Now there are single member LLCs that become S corps and they do it I guess effectively. I know for my clients what I do is I take the opportunity of having quarterly meetings with them that can serve as one of those board meetings, because one of the things you should be discussing in your board meeting is, guess what? Your finances, right? So again, you want to make sure that when you're pulling the trigger on these things and you're setting your businesses up a certain way, compliance. You have to be compliant, right? That's why it's imperative that you have an accountant and a lawyer on retainer. So we have a question. What exactly is compliance and who are we trying to be compliant with? Ooh, beautiful question. So what is compliance? Compliance is making sure that you have all your ducks in a row as it pertains to the legal standards that you have to abide by. All right. So when I say legal standards, that is on a federal level, that is on a state level, that is on a county level. Right. So most people don't understand that when you get a business license with your state, guess what? You may also have to have a occupational license with your county. You may have to have a occupational license with your city. You have to make sure that you're compliant, because in order to do business in your area, you have to make sure you have proper documentation. So that's where compliance is, right? Just making sure that you are abiding by all the rules and regulations set for you to operate, all right, as a business entity. Now, who are we talking about? Federal government, IRS, number one comes to mind because I'm an accountant, right? State government, Department of Revenue, Department of Labor, your Secretary of State, county level, right? Maybe it's your assessor's office. So these are the people that you're going to have to make sure that you are registering with, are filing with, in order to stay compliant on all of those levels. That's why it's important that you talk to an accountant. That's why it's important that you talk to a lawyer, because they can walk you through that. Okay. All right. And then aside from compliance, right, we also have tax savings. Now, this is what everybody cares about. Most of my small business owners are right. Okay, yeah, I'll worry about the compliance stuff later. You'll get me together. How am I going to save money, Samara? Show me the money, right? That's what everybody wants to know. And so you can effectively save a lot more taxes, right, if you work with an accountant, right? You can do things because an accountant can help you set your books up properly to make sure that you're tracking everything properly. I cannot tell you how important it is to make sure that your books are in order. One scenario that comes to mind is you can have all of the transactions flowing through a platform, let's say like QuickBooks, right? But if you are not properly reconciling your account every month, which is what your accountant should be doing, if you're not properly doing that, then you're not sure if you are capturing all of your revenues or all of your expenses, which is really important because that is what reduces the revenue. At the end of the day, yes, you are in the business to make money. But also at the end of the day, you want to retain as much of that money in your pocket as possible, right? So you work with a professional like an accountant to make sure that you have everything set up properly so you can take advantage of these tax savings. A lot of what I do is tax planning for my bookkeeping clients, and I do that as just an added benefit. There are accounting firms that charge an additional rate for tax planning alone. Like tax planning is a whole separate entity. Like they don't even give that as a courtesy, right? But I try to make it like a all in one because I want to see you win. I really do. I really do. I want to see you win. And so there are savings that you can take advantage of that most of you probably have never even heard of, right? So Casey asked a question. He said, would a required person change based on innovations? I'm not sure what that question is asking. Would a required person change based on innovation? So I guess you're asking, would the accountant or lawyer be required based on you changing your business or entity filing? Um, Absolutely, right? If you're a sole proprietor, I would say that maybe an accountant may not be the first priority, right? Because you are limited to the amount of deductions you can take. But as you grow and your business becomes separate from you, then you definitely want to talk to an accountant. Same thing with a lawyer. As your business grows and you want to separate that entity from yourself, you definitely should talk to a lawyer at that time. A lawyer should definitely be on your retainer. But as a sole proprietor, from a legal perspective, right, there may not be as much paperwork that you have to fill out. There's not as much rules that you probably have to make sure that you're compliant on, right? They're still there, but just not as in depth. So hopefully that answers your question, Casey. All right. So again, show me the money, right? Tax savings. That's one big benefit of having an accountant on your retainer. One of the savings that I was going to talk about before I answered Casey's question is like the QBI. That was a really, really big thing. And nobody knew what QBI was. It was like QBI, yeah, your qualified business income deduction. So basically, the IRS said, hey, we know small business owners that y'all are just trying to make it just like everybody else. So what we'll do for you is we're going to allow you to not pay taxes on 20% of your income. That was the QBI deduction. That was something you didn't have to meet any thresholds to take advantage of that. You get what I'm saying? You didn't have to make sure certain people were on your payroll to take advantage of that. That was just a good old fashioned, here you go, you got a business, you're filing a Schedule C, here goes some a deduction for you, right? And so if you were not aware of that deduction, because you didn't work with a tax professional, then that's money that you actually overpaid in taxes, right? So that's why it's important to work with a tax professional, work with an accountant so that you can make sure that you are saving in taxes, okay? That's first and foremost, right? Compliant first, tax savings second, okay? Then you want to make sure that you are also working with someone who is a branding or a marketing specialist. All right. Now, the reason why this is very important, okay, so once you have your business idea, you know it's set up right, you have your budget, you know how much you're going to spend and stuff. Now you can go get a branding and marketing specialist. If you never created a budget, how do you know what you can and cannot afford? How do you know how you are going to pay for it? Right? That's why I put that one first. Okay? Because you got to have a budget in place. You got to understand how your finances are working in order for you to hire everybody else that I'm going to be talking about. Right? So your branding and your marketing specialists are people who are going to make sure that your messaging for your company is aligned with who you are intrinsically, right? You have to make sure that the messaging is on point and it's a representation of you. Okay. We talked a lot about messaging during the summit, and Yanta Haynes did an amazing job of breaking this down. And I would suggest that if you didn't catch the summit, you definitely go back and watch that and replay, because she did an amazing job saying how important messaging is and how it can be effectively used, right? And so you want to make sure that it's being effective. Visibility. You want to make sure that you are visible, but only where your clients are. So here's the thing, right? I am on like pretty much every social media platform, even Twitter, right? But my clients aren't on Twitter. I already know that. So why would I spend a lot of energy and money and time on a platform where my clients are not, right? So that's why you work with a branding and a marketing expert, because they're going to ensure that you are on the platforms where your clients are. At least a good one should, right? That's what a good one should do for you, because you don't want to waste any effort, any time. You definitely don't want to waste any money being somewhere that your clients are not. At the end of the day, a good branding, marketing person, it's all about conversion, right? That's what Yanta was sharing with us. It's all about conversion. So your message can be out there. Your messaging should be clear. Your messaging should like evoke some type of like a call to action, or it should evoke an experience, right? Angelica suggests that you interview the branding expert before hiring them. Absolutely, Angelica, you should do that with every single person that I'm listing tonight, even your accountant. You should interview your accountant. You should interview your lawyer. You should interview every single person that I'm going to be mentioning tonight. Absolutely. Because you want to make sure that it's a good fit, and you want to make sure that your message and that the brand that you want to build is not going to be jeopardized, right? You want to make sure that there's still integrity. That's a big word, right? That's a key word. You want to make sure that you maintain your integrity as a small business owner. So definitely make sure that you're interviewing that branding and marketing person. But getting back to it, so it's all about conversion, right? So you want to make sure that you're visible where your people are. That's right, Angelica. She said, make sure that they're a good fit and the vision isn't compromised. Absolutely. And so you want to make sure that you are where your people are. SEOs are also a big part of visibility. So when you're working with somebody who is handling your marketing, make sure that you have search engine optimization on your website, right? On every single thing that's being put on your website. And then everything matters. That's what I learned in this marketing game. Oh my gosh, the blogs, the way you name your pictures, right? Um, the wording that you put on your website. Certain words should be bolded, and that drives SEOs. And SEOs is search engine optimization. So what that means is how easy it is for someone to find you when they're putting in certain words. So for instance, if they put in accountants in Stockbridge, right? Stockbridge, Georgia. The hope is I come up first. That's the hope, that I come up first, because my website is SEO optimized, right? So that is the hope. That's the goal, because you want to get in front of those people. Those are potential clients. And the more people you can get in front of, the more chance you have at closing a sale, right? Conversion. That's another big part of it, right? So make sure your messaging is on point and you're not compromising anything there. Make sure it's evoking a feeling. Make sure that you are converting, right? And that you have that visibility where your clients are. Okay. And then the next person that you should hire is a business coach, right? Now, this probably can be flipped. You can probably hire the business coach before you do the marketing person. I probably would have done that. But anyways, a business coach is definitely somebody you want to work with off the top, and for two reasons. They're going to help you create goals, and they're going to help you create a plan to achieve those goals. And then they're going to act as a soundboard. Sometimes when you're starting a business, especially if you are a first generation entrepreneur, there are not a lot of people in your circle that you can bounce ideas off of or that you can go to for advice, right? And so having a business coach allows you to do that, right? This person is someone who you can bounce ideas off of, who you can go to for certain advice, right? They're going to hold you accountable also for your goals. So when you sit down and you say, hey, these are my short-term goals for my business. These are my long-term goals for my business. Your coach is going to be meeting with you on a frequent basis to ensure that you are still in line with those goals, that you're still on task to meeting those goals. So it's important that you have a business coach. They're going to be your motivator. They're going to be your cheerleader. You definitely need to have that business coach in order to keep progressing. Okay. I got a question. I'm sorry. Are business coaches career specific? So, yes, they can be. You can have a business coach in your field, but what I have found to be effective, Samurai, is I have a business coach who doesn't necessarily just work with people who are accountants, but then I also have people who are like mentors, right? And so my mentor is who is in my field because they can tell me some things that they have experienced, right? And they also have that educational and that skill aspect that I need, right? So you definitely want to make sure that you at least have two, but specifically, your business coach doesn't necessarily have to be in your field of expertise. Does that make sense? Like they are there to, like Angelica was mentioning, right? Make sure that the vision is carried out, right? She said business coaches will be a visionary and a navigation plan for your business goals. That's what they're there for. That's why goals and soundboards are there, right? So just like Angelica said, they are helping you stay on target, right, to achieve those goals. They're your coach, they're your motivator, they're going to be your encourager, right? So definitely connect with that business coach. They don't necessarily have to be in your field in order to be effective. I can tell you that, right? Not the good ones. So, all right. And so then I would say absolutely connect or have someone on retainer or someone you can talk to that is your financial advisor or your business advisor, right? Now, why is this important? As a small business owner, you're going to find yourself wanting to do a lot of things, right? I think entrepreneurship can be, how do we say this? Addictive. That's the word I want to look for. So, and I say this because I love what I do from an accounting perspective. However, I also know that there are other avenues. Now that I've been in this accounting game, there are other avenues that I can use to also bring in income, right? And I'm all about the passive income game. And so as an entrepreneur, you're going to reach a point in your journey where you're going to be like, I'm all about the passive income game too. So I need to talk to a finance or a business advisor. I need to connect with somebody who can show me how to be all about this passive income game as well, right? And so they're going to talk to you about leveraging some of the things you already have, like leveraging your business revenues, leveraging your business assets in order to make sound, smart investments to continue to grow that money, to build wealth passively, right? And that also goes back to another tax strategy, right? In the summit, I talked to you and I showed you how passive income is less taxed, right? If it's a long-term gains. So definitely be about that passive income game. That's why it's important for you to have a retainer or have someone you can talk to that is a finance or a business advisor, because they can talk to you about other investments that you can do for the business, right? In order to continue to grow that wealth. Okay. All right, so I know we have one question. So Casey says, where do you suggest looking for a business coach? Casey, the good place to find business coaches are in small groups on social media. So I personally belong to a lot of small groups on social media, some that are specific to like me, like being an accountant, some that are not. And so I was able to find my mentor also from a small group. So I was a part of a group, I still am a part of a group called like Melanated Mondays. And so, and it's for Black business owners, Black business entrepreneurs in the like Southeast region. And so I went on there and I just made a post and saying, hey, I'm looking for X, Y, and Z. And some people hit me up, some people did not, right? It's a big group. However, that's where I found my mentor, right? You can find your business coach that same way. If you are a part of those small groups on social media, it's a wealth of information. A lot of people are willing to share and help you because we're all trying to reach one common goal, and that's to be successful business owners, right? At least you have that much in common. So definitely start there. That's what I would start. Angelica even confirmed. She said small groups are a great way to find the business coaches. So definitely utilize those on social media. Yep, no worries. Okay, and then Wayne asks, what's the difference between a mentor and a business coach? I'm glad you asked. So the easiest way for me to explain this, and y'all can definitely chime in and correct me, but I don't pay my mentor. But that business coach, yeah, she wants to collect her. I think we lost the lie for a little bit. So the mentor is going to be someone that's going to give you guidance. I don't pay my mentor, right? But again, the coach is somebody that I am paying because you are going more in depth to this coach. You are meeting with this coach more frequently, okay? So you're going to be talking about your goals, creating a plan, like they're helping you achieve your goals and work through your vision, right? And so there's more time that the coach has to invest in you. So you definitely want to make sure that they're compensated for their time, just like you as an entrepreneur want to be compensated for your time, right? That's important. Okay, so that's the difference, Wayne, between a business coach and a mentor, right? So also with a finance and a business advisor, best practices are important. And the best practices are important because you want to make sure that you remember the 2 E's, right? The 2 E's for your best practices are effectiveness and efficiency. The 2 E's, okay? When you are starting your business, I can guarantee you that everything you're doing is not going to be the most effective way to do them, nor will they be the most efficient way. Because guess what? You're new to the entrepreneurial game. Okay. So there are always best practices that a business advisor can give you, right? That you may not even have thought of. Okay. So you want to connect with those people so that they save you what? Time and money. We always talk about that. Time and money are key to entrepreneurs being successful, right? So you want to make sure that you're connecting with somebody who can give you those best practices, efficiency, okay, and effectiveness, right? Those are key, okay? And so then the last person, and this person is absolutely not the least. So I don't want you to think that, but this is key. And I had to bite the bullet and get a person, y'all. So everybody got to do it. I'm telling you, if you want to win, you're going to need a virtual assistant or some type of assistant. You're absolutely going to need an assistant. And the reason why I say that is the power of delegation. Okay, so Angelica is on. And Angelica always says, she can't be booked and busy because booked and busy leads to, I think she told me broke and burnt out. That's what she posted today. And I agree with that, right? You don't want to always be booked and busy, right? Because as an entrepreneur, you're trying to grow your business. What does that mean, Samara? That means that you're not just going to be working the business. That means that you are thinking of other avenues to use to bring more revenue your way. You're thinking of other ways to be better, right? To be more effective, to be more efficient. And so you have to use the power of delegation. You got to let some things go. Let me tell you something. A virtual assistant can literally save you 8 hours, right? Easily in your work week, easily. Especially if you, with that virtual assistant, start to do what I call SOPs. So, what are SOPs? Standard operating procedures. Having a virtual assistant will force you as an entrepreneur to have to create these. And these are important because at the end of the day, do you really want to be an entrepreneur that has to work in their business, right? There is a big difference between someone who owns a business and someone who is building a brand, right? And so with me personally, I'm trying to build a brand, right? Yes, I am the founder and the CEO of Fye Finance, but at the same time, I don't foresee myself retiring in the current position that I'm in, right? And so I am using the power of delegation and standard operating procedures so that I am able to bring on other people to help me. If you have SOPs written up for the majority of your tasks, it's that much easier for you to take a step back from the business, right? And just continue to focus on how to make that business great, how to continue to grow that business. So you take a step back from the day to day, from what I call the grunt work, and you focus on doing other things that's going to bring more revenue into the business, right? I had a book that I was reading once, and the guy was saying, why would you cut your own grass, right? Why won't you pay somebody to cut your grass? Because he was saying basically his time was spent better trying to think of other ways to generate revenue rather than focus on the grunt work, like sending emails, right? Like, sending reminders out to clients, like setting up meetings, right? So he knew that his time was best spent in other areas, right? And so that's what you have to learn as an entrepreneur. You're going to have to learn to let go and let God, all right? Just give up some of that power because what you think you're doing is you're afraid to release that control, and you think that you're doing yourself a favor, but you're really doing yourself a disservice. Because I guarantee you, once you release that control, then you'll be in a better position to pivot and move in directions that are going to just bring you elevation. And that's what it's about. It's about growing that wealth. It's about elevation. It's about building a legacy. So I want to see you all win. So that would be my suggestion to you, right? Again, those 5 people that I suggest you have on your retainer, an accountant, put slash lawyer. You don't see it up there, but slash lawyer. And then definitely make sure you have your branding or marketing expert. Make sure you have your business coach. Make sure you have your finance or business advisor, and make sure you have your virtual assistant, right? Because again, all of these roles are super important to your success as a business owner, right? So, I didn't announce it in the beginning, and I feel bad because I think we dropped off for a minute, but I know we still have some people coming in. So Casey says, having a mentor and a coach would give you confidence to place trust in others. Casey, that's right, because actually, my coach was the person that told me I needed to get a virtual assistant. Like, she was like, just check that box off, honey. If you want to take your business to the next level, you're going to need that. So you're right, Casey. Definitely having that business coach and our mentor that's going to, give you that good feedback, best practices, all that good stuff. They will guide you in the right direction and let you know who you need to have in place in order for you to be successful, right? Um, but again, all of these people play a very important role, and it's important that you connect with these people at the early onset of your business. Don't wait until you've wasted a lot of time and money to start connecting with these people. Okay. What I have found in my field, especially, is that people will try to do bookkeeping and handle their taxes and do all of that. They will try to do it on their own. And some people do a good job, right? Some people do a good job. But what are you leaving on the table when you choose to do that on your own? Because I can guarantee you, every single client that I've ever brought on, I've always been able to find money that was left on the table. Yep, always. Every single time, I always find money that was left on the table. And so that's the benefit of connecting with these professionals early, so that you're not leaving anything to chance, right? You're making sure that all T's are crossed, all I's are dotted, right? And again, it will definitely save you time and money. It may not feel like it when you have to pay them, but it does save you time and money in the long run. I promise you. Okay. So we have one question. So Earl asks, what is the best way to get out of the burnt out mode? Delegation. Delegation. Earl, I'm so glad you asked. Delegate some things, right? The reason why entrepreneurs, I think, feel burnt out is because they're trying to juggle all these things. They're trying to wear all these hats, and you don't have to. You don't have to wear all the hats. All you have to do is be able to just let go and understand that you can't do it all, right? Um that is going to be the best advice that I give you, because I don't want you as an entrepreneur hating your business. There are some people that I have spoken with, and they were like, that just wasn't for me. I find myself like not loving it anymore. My clients were getting on my nerve. These people were getting on my nerves. So I just let the business go, right? And so the reason why that probably happened is because they didn't let some things go, right? They didn't allow people to help them. So to prevent that burnt out mentality, definitely use the power of delegating. Connect with some of these professionals early on. Samurai says that's right. You put on the captain hat and you direct everyone else in their professional areas. That's right. You put on the hat as being a leader, and then you connect with people that you are all on one accord, right? And you are leading the business in the right direction. So that's the key to preventing yourself from being burnt out, Earl, is delegation. Okay. Um, sorry. So, what I want to do is we are still in the month of celebration. And so, if you came to the summit, there was a special code that I gave out to all of our summit attendees. I'm sorry, y'all, I gotta drink some water. Sorry about that. There was a special discount code that we gave to all our summit attendees, and it was concerning our masterclass that I have going out, the tax bundle. And I want to be able to give that special discount code to one of our lucky viewers. So if you are in the comments, please type in the word celebration, and I will give you the discount code that will allow you to save 50% off the tax bundle. Now, sorry, y'all. Our tax bundle, if we could pull it up on the screen, it definitely has some training material in it for you to view. So it's 6 videos, and these are educational videos, and these are videos that are walking you through how to claim these tax shelters, how to claim these deductions, okay? Also, you get a tax prep checklist for individuals and businesses. You get financial tools, like I have a profit and loss tool for businesses. I also have a tax tool that helps you estimate where your taxes are going to be for the upcoming tax year. And then I also have a finance glossary that breaks down and explains every single finance term that I'm saying in the video so that you have more clarity, right? And then on top of that, you get 1 hour with me, yours truly, so that we can go over a tax strategy specifically tailored for you. So I want to see you win. And in these educational videos, I'm telling you, there are thousands of dollars worth of deductions that I cover. Okay, so you definitely are going to get a lot. I'm sorry, y'all. So, the word that I want you to type in the comments is celebration. And then I am going to put your name in the wheel of names. And we are going to pick a lucky winner. So if you are on YouTube, if you are on Facebook Live, please type in hashtag celebration. And then I can put your name in the comments for you to be included in the drawing. So, y'all don't know what's going on. Okay, so I have DMG, Dream World Media. I have Earl. I have Angelica. Okay, let's see. And then I have Wayne. Okay. And let's see, who else do we have? What happened to Casey? Did Casey drop off? Okay, let's see. Who else? That's it. Okay, so we have Earl, Angelica, DMG, and we have Wayne. Okay, oh, there goes Casey. I knew he was on there. All right. I am going to spin the wheel. So again, I'm going to I'll DM you the code, all right? So I don't want to share it, right? That was for the people that attended the summit. Angelica said didn't put the hashtag in. DMG says Angelica didn't put the hashtag in, so she should not be counted. Angelica, I got you. Don't worry about it. All right, so let's spin the wheel and see who is going to be the lucky recipient. Who am I going to bless on today? Okay, and the winner is it's Casey. So Casey, in addition to sending you that discount code, I'm definitely going to extend to you that free hour strategy call as well. Okay. So in case, you say, you know what, I want to do a strategy call before just to see some things that I might be missing. I'm gonna extend that to you as well, Casey. All right. So I will definitely send you the link. And was Casey our winner last week too? Casey is just so blessed. I feel like he was our winner last week. Yeah. So you get another strategy call, Casey. And then we'll also give you that discount code as well for that 50% off, because I'm telling you guys that QBI, that's in this tax course. And so I tell you exactly how you can claim that, who it's eligible for. But there are a bunch of other tax strategies, a bunch of other tax shelters that I definitely discuss in this call, right? And so you definitely want to make sure that you are taking advantage of that class, and I'm sorry, in this class, so that you can make sure you're implementing those before the tax season, okay? The tax season starts opening up on the 21st of January. Like, that's when they're accepting e-files. So some of these tools you could definitely implement before you file. Now, some tax shelters that I discussed, they were time sensitive, which is why I was promoting this thing all last year. But there are still a lot in there that you can absolutely use before you file. So it still works to your benefit. The bundle right now is $499. And so that code that I'm going to be giving you, Casey, is 50% off of that, right? So a $250 savings, okay? So 50% off is what you're going to get with that code, Casey. So hopefully you can take advantage of putting some of these strategies in your life before the tax season happens, okay? And some of these are definitely geared towards entrepreneurs. So my entrepreneurs that are in the live, you definitely want to check that out. If you were a part of the summit last week, I showed you how you can save big time using something called passive income. And I talk about that in detail in this actual class, in this master class. So you definitely want to take advantage of that, especially if you are in the entrepreneur realm. Okay. All right. So that is it, Fye Finance family. Thank you all for joining and setting aside some time in your evening to just listen to me talk and share. And thank you all for being engaging. I love the questions. I love the comments. I love how engaged my Fye Finance family always is. I do want to make another special announcement before I log off. So we will be having one more live for the month of January, and then we are going to take a break. So because it is tax season, this is a very busy season for us at Fye Finance, and so we are going to be taking a break so that we can make sure that we are focused on giving all of our tax clients like the best attention, and they get all of our time during this season. So we will be taking a break from Flip It with Samara, but we will resume. Season 2 will be resuming in May. So this will be the official end of season 1 next week. So we're going to go out with a bang, right? Going to give one last giveaway because we are celebrating my birthday all month long. So I will be doing another giveaway. Maybe I'll do something tangible. Yeah, maybe we'll get some Fye merch next week. So definitely tell everyone to tune in so they can get some of this free Fye merch. I think that's what I'll give away next week. I feel like, yeah, I need to give away some merchandise. So again, thank you, everybody. Thank you, Casey. Oh, Angelica says, have a great night. Thank you for helping us win. You are so welcome, Casey. You're welcome, Angelica. Thank y'all so much. And again, thank you for tuning in. And until next time, Fye Finance family, y'all have a blessed and wonderful Tuesday evening. We'll see you soon.